Combined video today. I know I haven't put many videos on. Best Fusion review and 2x sharp pulse. Enjoy. Making my Yuko Fusion Theorycraft Raid XL Legend level talk about the new Fusion. And then I'm going to pull some ancient shards. In my opinion is very strong as shown on Discord. Yuko is the best fusion we've ever had. Full stop. By a long way. It's so broken that I think it will just be nerfed somewhere down the line. And I'll explain why I think this is the case. And I think Raid has already nerfed it. And I'll explain why in a minute. I'll explain why I think it's the strongest fusion ever. But strong in the sense of endgame, not in the sense of early game, right? It's still strong, but not the strongest. For very endgame players that do Arena and Hydra, this is like a very overpowered champion. Okay, so let's go through the skills and explain why. So first of all, it's a force support. Good affinity. Of course, many support champions are force. So there's nothing very particular about that, but it's a good affinity for Arena, right? If you want to go second in Arena, this is a very good affinity. I always start from the bottom because those are where the key skills are. Aura is increased speed in all battles. That's insane. 20% is not high, but it's not low. Very useful aura, you know. If you're endgame, you're probably not lacking speed auras in any kind of circumstance, but nonetheless, maybe pretty good for some secret rooms, for faction wars, that kind of stuff. Okay, Totem Warden is the broken skill. I'm not actually remotely that interested in the other three skills. All the other three skills have versions in other champions, even better champions with more interesting passives. But this passive is unique. Now read it very, very carefully and think about what it's actually saying. Has a 50% chance of stealing one random buff from an enemy each time they receive a buff. Don't even read the second sentence yet. So when an enemy receives a buff, the way I understand the way buffs work is that they are received one by one. So for example, if Siphi puts on 3 or 4 buffs, they're done one by one. They're done in sequence. There is a sequence. And the sequence order is a bit strange and it affects a few other mechanics in the game, but there is a sequence. And the sequence is not the sequence that's displayed in the skill tip. Okay. So that means every time a champion buffs across the entire enemy team, 4 team members, 2 or 3 buffs each, like from Duchess, Siphi, Kimmy, Yoshi, every single buff, so that's like 12, 13, 16, 20 buffs. If you go second against a buff heavy team, has a 50% chance of being stolen. You're going to be stealing everything, right? Basically every single buff they have. And they're all protected on Yuko. That means no one can remove them from Yuko. Now you're thinking, well, 2 things. 1 is RNG, and 2, who cares? Who cares if Yuko takes a few buffs? Increase defense, increase attack. Well, it's a huge problem. First of all, it's RNG if Yuko was fucking soloing this. But Yuko's not soloing it. Yuko has other team members. Removing buffs from the enemy is not a big problem itself, but there are buffs that are vital for the enemy team. For example, immunity. Whether it's from the gear, which is a buff, whether it's stone skin, which is a buff, whether it's from active skills, which is a buff. If you're stealing immunity and you have, say, Torming or something on your side, it's going to be a nightmare. They're going to get frozen, right? And that's going to mess up their entire team attack, right? So if Yuko was defending with Torming, and you remove immunity from their Madame or their Nuka, they're fucked. And you're saying, but it's 50%. What? If you're in Arena Reset and you're winning 50% of your battles, you're going to be in like top 20. That's the difference, right? Because for an enemy to lose against you, or just to say, oh, this is so frustrating, I'm going to bug out, they will drop 10 points. You will gain 10 points, but more importantly, they lost a minute or whatever time it took for them to realize this. It's going to be so frustrating. So build Yoko with really high accuracy and just steal buffs, basically. Its role, it has no other role. Its role is there to remove immunity, remove attack up, so their nukers are not as effective. That's 50% less damage, by the way. And just let the other 3 team members tear them to pieces, frustrate them to pieces. I think it's absolutely insane passive. And if you're talking about Hydra, well, Hydra has so many important buffs on the heads, right? From reflect damage to ally protection. If you're stealing those buffs, Yuko's going to get a huge damage boost, right? Ally protection and reflect damage from Hydra is going to be fantastic. Some of those buffs are stolen from your own team that you can steal back. You're not going to count on it. It's not Yuko soloing Hydra, right? But that additional help is going to be a damage boost. It's going to make your life easier. And Hydra is full of RNG, and having some of the RNG back on your side is going to be fantastic. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Stealing Stone Skin is also going to be fantastic in Arena, right? But the chances are relatively lower because you're doing 50% stealing, and then there's only 50% chance of successful. So it's like 25%. But nonetheless, it's 25% across 14 members if they're heavy in Stone Skin, right? You shouldn't worry about protected buffs on the enemy side because that's 30% chance, even if they're wearing full protection, right? Whereas your protection is 100% chance once you steal it. It's going to be crazy. So you're going to think, how do I even build Yuko without even reading the active skills of just let's think about the passive skills. Well, high accuracy for sure. But the question becomes, what's Yuko going to do with all these buffs? It's going to be the most buffed champion ever, right? I'm going to fill in all the buff slots. Well, let's have a read at the active skills then. So high accuracy for sure. Revive all dead allies with 40% HP. So just the passives broken. Like if you had no active skills, I would just run Yuko for the passives. But now it has a revive all allies to 40% HP. So, okay, that's a good revive. Then places block damage buff on them for 1 turn. That's insane. So that's like a blind seer kind of capability. That's insane. Also places increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. Will place increased speed buff even if there are no dead allies. Okay, so you can use this revive ability even if no one's dead. But it's just an increased speed, so I wouldn't use it. Block damage is insane. Imagine running Yuko now, I'm thinking, with something like Cupidus Venus and Necrod. They wipe out your Cupidus Venus Necrod. And then this revives, puts block damage on them. If the enemy don't have a remove buff ready, you basically got 1 turn. And, Necrod and Cupidus is very slow. It's like 130 speed to counterattack the hell out of them. This is a Cupidus level champion because the passive works without Yuko taking a turn. This is what I wanted to say earlier that I forgot to say. You don't have to do anything. You can have this on 0 speed and it'll just be stealing buffs. And all it has to do is come back with a revive. Of course, Yuko can be locked out. Buffs can be dispelled. So we'll talk about that in a minute. In the buffs can't be dispelled, but Yuko can be locked out. Yuko's own buffs, if there are any, and buffs received from the team can be removed, but there doesn't seem to be that many. So I will put Yuko probably in a Stone Skin, just to survive, and for that revive. Being locked out could be a problem. Having high accuracy, high resistance is not possible. So maybe Stone Skin high resistance with decent accuracy. Yeah, that's right. Because if you're doing defense, you're not going to be coming up against a high resist team. So therefore, yeah, high resistance, decent accuracy, Stone Skin, no speed. Similar to a Duchess build, resist Duchess build, actually. Okay, A2, attack all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs. Oh, stop. So it's got a removal as well, 2 random buffs. So this is a Gurgle level ability, right? 2 random buff removal across the entire enemy team. It's got attack, so therefore this can weak hit against spirit champions. Places block buffs, debuff, and a 50% decrease accuracy debuff for 2 turns on targets that have no buffs. This is going to be insane for against champions like Kaimas and Kimmy's. A very good defensive attack, debuff attack skill. There's so many ways to build Yuko actually. A1 is an AoE, which good for Hydra, bad for Arena because you don't want to wake things up and cause masteries to trigger. Attack all enemies has 50% chance of placing decreased attack. I mean, decreased attack is very useful for Arena, so that's a really good skill. Yeah, it's a fantastic champion. Number 1, on the same level of Torming, some of the old fusions. Folly wouldn't get mentioned. Helicath is strong, but Helicath has equivalents, right? Like Sonic or the Tower. There's no equivalent for Yuko. Yuko is combining the active skills of Gurgle and Blind Seer, and then having the passive that is better than almost, I would say, it's a Yumiko and Siphi level passive. Okay. On a non-void that you can pull and fuse. And now I'll explain finally why I think it's already nerfed. Yuko is coming out at the same time, or roughly the same time, as Blessings. As soon as you think about Blessings that can protect buffs, because you can't steal protected buffs, you think about Blessings that turn things into sheep, no matter how many protected buffs they have, because they remove buffs, which Yuko does. They apply debuffs, which Yuko does. Suddenly it doesn't seem that strong, right? As soon as you have sheep and protected, I think they're called orbs, Blessings, Yuko is not that strong. And as soon as you have things that can counter Stone Skins and slow champions that do these kind of things, it's still strong from a classical raid point of view, but I really think Blessings or Awakening is raid 2.0. It will completely change raid. Everything you know about raid will change. The strength of champions with Blessings that are not meta champions will be insane. The meta champions like Yuko, Yumiko, Siphi, Rotos will be a lot weakened due to Blessings, because all their skills, that really strong skills, have a chance to turn them into sheep, or do not steal buffs, or remove buffs, or whatever, right? So I think it evens the playing field. It's good for the health of raid, and Yuko will be nerfed equivalently, right? When Blessings come out. But for now, strongest fusion, and one of the top 10 champions in Arena and Hydra. That's it. That's Zoid. You know I'm right because I actually play the game, not just on Excel, at some of the highest levels. So you know I'm right. Over and out on this, and onto shard pulls. Yo, 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 what's up? Ethan here. Good morning. It's Friday, 2nd of September. Okay, I'm not a news anchor. Don't want to be one of those content creators. Just jump into it. You know what? You guys should thank me. I've saved you so much time. I think I skipped two shard pool videos, which are like, the most popular videos. I just I don't want to, it's not your time even, I don't want to do brain damage to you because you know what, I pulled such good champions on the last Void 2x. I did go quite hard. I think I went 330 Void shards. Yeah, so I got this lovely Siphi now in reasonably okay protection set, right? It's not that fast, but it's not empowered. If it was empowered, it would be 350s. If I fully glyphed it, 370s. So really good Siphi. Yeah, and the other one, of course, is my old one in SP. I also got my second Yumiko, which is here in this lovely resist set at 783 resist. Reasonably okay speed. It's not amazing 242 speed. I wish it was a lot better than that, but I haven't finished my Faction Guardians. It's not empowered or anything like that. And then for the reward of winning it, I also got Theodore, which is amazing, soloing a lot of the dungeons. And then I also got Angar, which I've put in the vault somewhere here. Yes, just in random gear. So overall, it was a really, really, really good. No, I got another one. I got Necrit at the last second because someone was chasing me down a champion chase. So I got Neck in the last 10 shards. So this is my first Neck in shield set, second Neck in protection set. So yeah, that's got to be frustrating for some of the attackers. So today we have this double event, right? We have an event whereby you can get this champion after 140 shards. It's usually 150, I think. Is it 140? And then a normal 2x. They both overlap, so you can't really avoid that. Not that you would want to, it's just a free legendary. I've already got him, Gofred. Let's just quickly look at the skills. I always go from the last skill first. So passive effect, whenever an ally attacks while under block damage, so he probably does block damage, placed on by this champion, so it can't be other champions, no synergies there, has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff on the attacker. Yeah, assuming they don't have immunity or something. If an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, blocks incoming damage and places a block damage buff on them for 1 turn. I mean, you can see, let's just assume you have to use this. Where would you use it? I'm thinking about, obviously not Hydra, you can't really stun bosses and stuff like that, right? But if you think about Cupidus meta right now, if you can strip Cupidus, like say you have a fast Kaimar or something, and then you put a fast block damage, which you need against Cupidus, right? Now it will stun Cupidus, and you don't have to worry about Cupidus anymore. So yeah, I can see that working. Let's have a look how the block damage arises, because if the block damage is entirely based on the active effect here, you have to wait for the fatal hit, right? And it has to be block damage by Gofred. And even if you have two Gofreds, it's not, no, it's just places increased defense on allies, then removes any decreased defense and weaken. Sounds like a PvE skill, if I'm being honest. You have normal cleanses, right? By Withia Mithrala. Okay, they don't do increased defense, but yeah, it's okay. Attacks all enemies, but it's very specific in what it removes, so I don't like that. Attacks all enemies has 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Okay, so it's 100% stun, right? So this is only 2 or 3 other champions have this, right? Like can't remember now, but only 2 or 3 have this. Attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 50% placing decreased defense. The second hit has a 50% chance of placing provoke. I mean, that's a very strong A1, but that's it. So for me, he's a Faction Guardian. So having 2 for Faction Guardian would release some dwarves, but it's not like I want to release too many dwarves. Could release Trunda, but I mean, I don't know, man. Honestly, I think I will pull the shards. I will get him as a second one, but it's not who I really want. Who do I want? You're thinking, oh, Zoid, you have everything. I don't. I don't have Badal, and I really want him just for the dungeons, even though dungeons is not a problem for me. My teams are really fast. I just want one. I would love another Rotos, of course, for empowerment, so I can get to +2 or +3. I would like another Kandra for +2. I would always like a Kaimar, just for Groom. A Kimi for Faction Guardians. A Duchess for empowerment. A Krato for Faction Guardians or empowerment. A Gaius for empowerment. A Valk for empowerment. Hefrak for empowerment. Jintoro for Faction Guardians, Genzing for Faction Guardians, Gamura for Faction Guardians, Yoshi for Faction Guardians. So a lot, right? So actually what I'm really looking for are like, 15 champions. But of course, 15 champions out of like 150 non-void legendaries, or however many there are these days, is just 10%, right? So I have to pull 10 legendaries, right, to have something that's useful to me. So the chances are now very low. So let's go. We've got enough shards. It's a free legendary, and who knows how this Godfred dude might be useful one day, but I don't think he will be. Yeah, and I don't think we have any. Ancients are not that valuable. They're like $1 each at best value. So we're just gonna go. It's not gonna be spectacular because nothing's gonna beat the last Void. 2x. That was insane. So it was like 4 legendaries, 3 of them exactly what I wanted. You don't get that very often. But my Void luck, 2x luck, has been terrible for almost the whole year, right? Almost the whole year. So it's about time I got a good 2x Void. So 2x Ancients for me have been pretty bad, but I expect Ancients to be bad simply because how big the pool is. I don't expect to get like a Tronda or a Duchess or something like this in Ancients, right? I just want a Shadow King, just to finish off the Faction Guardian. Here's a legendary. Okay, Astrolith. It was on my list, but I didn't read it, and here's why. It was the one that I wanted the least out of the ones I vaguely wanted. Simply because you find out very quickly why. This is why. It's just to finish Astrolith off, really. Okay, so we can do this immediately. This is it. Plus 10% crit, plus 30% crit damage, none of which really matters unless they rework her. Plus 10% attack is good. Plus 10% health and defense is good because she's quite soft. That's it. Not the world's strongest Astrolith, obviously, but not too bad, Full reaction, 7.4k attack, 277 speed. Rest doesn't really matter that much. I had to put her in. It's okay, kind of reaction gear. Some off pieces here I can do with better attack pieces from one of the attack boosting sets, but it's okay. I don't use her that much. Where would I use her? Mainly to counter fast Stone Sling Warlords. So I would use it as a Molly. So if they use like Hegemon Warlord, the Molly would boost my turn meter of like some kind of immunity arbiter or Siphi or whatever, and then my Astrolith would go and put bombs on their Mithrala or Warlord or something like that. And then maybe you can spread a bomb as well or something like that. But then you use up pretty much all your team slots. It's good energy rewards. I don't think I'll come first in these kind of champion chases. Let's keep going. If we can get another legendary, that would be pretty good. But let me just remove Astrolith from my list. It was on my list, but it was the least desirable one out of my list. Astrolith is one of those champions that I got really early in my raid career. Hesitant to use that word. And I've just built up a steady supply of Astrolith, so that's why I've got her on +4. And I don't have that many +4 champions. I think I got 3 or 4 +4 champions. 4, I think. Can go to 5 with, I think, but not a lot. And out of them, only Cupidus is really the one that matters. So really only have 1 +4 that really matters. So I've been pretty unlucky given my spend profile. Have some coffee. Make this faster. I think we're getting close to Mr. Brassclad. Does he reset Mercy? It won't reset your Mercy. So I wonder if it's... No, I don't want to pull extra ancients unnecessary, to be honest. Oh, it's Brassclad. Let's just finish pulling. 28 more. See what we get. Nope, that's it. It's not too bad. It's okay. It's nothing spectacular. Trying to think. Someone got one after it. Faction Guardians. This is the ones I'm really missing. The +10 speed for my Yumiko. Dwarfs. I don't know, man. Maybe take Trundle off and put... They're all kind of used. Like, do that maybe. Doesn't really matter. This is gonna fill up later, I guess. Got my books, that's what matters. I think that's it. Go and farm some spider. I've managed to cut my spider time down a bit to 15 seconds now, I think. Well, it's not guaranteed 15, but yeah. That was not so exciting, but putting 150, 160 ancients is not gonna, be extremely exciting. Boom, boom. Yeah, 15 seconds. Not bad, not bad. Right, that's it. Zoid out. Hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead, and look forward to seeing you on Discord. Over and out. Oh, one final message. I'm actually going to start doing paid takeovers. So no more freebies. You know how good I am. Top 20 in arena often. Come and talk to me on Discord if you're interested in arena and gear takeovers. Over and out.